Hi guys, how's everybody doing? Let me know in the comment section down below. Anyways, today is Martin Luther King Day. It is the end of the day. I guess I didn't have a lot of time to put out this video, but I still want to try to get the video out. So I just want to let you guys see some of my artwork that I have done for Martin Luther King over all of these years. I am an artist, and the first slide I want to show you, this is a hairpiece that I did of Martin Luther King. I made this to attend the 2012 MLK parade. Each year, every year, there's usually a Martin Luther King parade. This year, I don't think they did one. But usually it's a big event. There's several parades. There's usually two on Saturday, and then throughout the weekend, there. I think on Wednesdays. I'm not Wednesday, Sunday. There's like a festival at the lake, and then on Monday, Martin Luther King Day, there's usually a couple of parades. So I usually take that whole weekend and just celebrate. So in 2012, I made this hairpiece to wear to the Martin Luther King parade. It's a picture of Martin Luther King, and then as you see out to the side, there's some wings. I actually wanted to put like a halo or a crown or something on him, but I didn't get to finish. I've never got to do everything that I wanted to with these hair pieces. It was always something that was missing, and it was always something more I wanted to add, but my event would come up and I wouldn't have time to add anything. So that was the hairpiece, and I went out to the parade. And what do you know? The next day, I end up all over the internet. So this first one is media takeout. I don't even know if they're like big now, but they were big in the early 2000s, and everybody was on media takeout, and it was like the craziest stuff that you would see on there, and it was like almost like the gossip column. So the back of my head ends up on media takeout. Somebody asked could they take, everybody takes my pictures like the whole day. It's like, oh, can I take your picture? And I'm like, sure, because I wanted the, like, not really notoriety, not publicity, but I just wanted the exposure. That's the right word. I wanted the exposure because I was doing Project Reach the World, and that was my way of getting attention, and this was very attention grabbing. So it says, even though it is very ratchet to have MLK's face braided into the back of your head this weekend, forgive her. We forgive her. So it kind of was negative, but y'all already know that media takeout was kind of negative news. So of course I didn't expect anything good. But to end up where so many people seen this, and somebody told me about it, and it was like when they seen it, they said they knew it had to be Keita or Cadillac that did that. And they told me to go online and see, and it was me. I was on media takeout. That was crazy. I couldn't believe it. Okay, Media Takeout posted this pic of me. I was on the front page news alongside the latest on Diddy, because Diddy for some reason was always in the on the front page at that time. But today it was me. I mean, that day it was me. Okay, so this page here, I'm going to read some of these comments. Like, these are the comments that people were saying. Actually, I ain't going to read it. I'm going to leave it for y'all to read it. I'll leave that up there for a minute and y'all could check out. Most of it was like really negative. It was a couple of people that said things that were like positive, but not much positivity. Most of it was really negative. They were saying things like, oh, instead of paying her rent, she's doing this. And they called him Mr. Potato Head. I guess it made me laugh. I don't know. I mean, it kind of would hurt your feelings, but it's like I wanted to the shock effect, and I guess I got that. I did that. I did like shock them and leave an impression in people's minds. So down towards the bottom, you see where I comment back, and this is what I came back with. I said, "Thank you to all that liked my hairdo, and I could care less about y'all that didn't. I did it myself. I am a licensed cosmetologist, and I was at the MLK parade, and I got nothing but love." Yes, I told them. So, but that was not the only place. Now, that was the biggest outlet that one had ended up on, but I ended up other places. I ended up on a website several times. They had several pictures of me on this website. I don't even know if they still exist too. Maybe I should check it and see. But it was a website called No Way Girl. And they had me on the left. That was another time. I think that was Drake concert that I had a CD roller. I used to make this roller that was made out of really a Coke bottle, but I would cut the top and the bottom off, so it's just a plastic spindle, and then I would put CDs on either side, and it would be like a roller, and I'll roll my hair around it. But it was actually my demo on the outsides, and then I ended up on the other side. You see my little Martin Luther King parade hairdo. Oh no way, girl. That website was basically like they would show like people like doing fashion don'ts and stuff and kind of laugh and talk about them. But once again, publicity is publicity. And then finally, I ended up on Goon City TV. Now, Goon City, okay, so Nolan Webb, we actually go back to the early 2000s. I used to do this thing called Chocolate City Live, where they would have like all types of artists that would come. It was supposed to be somewhat like 106 at Park, and they would have all types of artists come in. They would have networking events. The artists would talk to us, tell them how they made it. They would have an artist showcase where we would perform, or they would play our music because it was a club. It was a historic club too in Edenville that they would have Chocolate City Live. And there was always this guy with his camera, Nolan Well. Yeah, he always had his camera everywhere he went. I think I even got to rap for him one time. And he would have he had several like I think they were like documentaries and stuff, like basically just like day-to-day life documentaries that he would have, and I rapped for it one time. And he asked me to take a picture. I'm gonna tell you something else about Nolan Webb. He's actually the one that made me like really go all out with this hair thing, like with the hair pieces, because I used to have that CD roller, and I just wore that as a hair accessory, and I would always wear the same one. So I remember we were somewhere. I don't know where we were, but he was with his mother, and his mother was like, "Oh my gosh, look at that. That's so cool. Look at that. She has a roller made out of CDs in her hair." And the thing that Nolan said was, "Oh, that ain't nothing, Mom. She wears that all the time." Oh my God, he busted me out. I didn't know it was a problem with wearing the same hairdo. And when he said that, I was like, huh? What? At the time, I'm like, for real? Like, but it made me switch it up, and that's when I start making the different hair pieces. So this was a second time that he seen me, like a different time that he seen me out and about, because I used to be all over Orlando, Florida, all surrounding areas, everywhere, just promoting. So y'all might think that Project Reach the World just started, but Project Reach the World been in effect really it was a twinkling in my eye in 2005, but by 2006 it was already, I had started it. So since 2006, I've been trying to, get the word out about Marcello using all my art forms. The hair was to get your attention, and then after I get your attention, then I hit you with the music and my story and stuff. Okay, this one here, these are some hand painted shirts I did. This is when I first started painting though. I'm an awesome sketch artist. Oh my God. Y'all got to see my sketch works. Like, I'm going to show that to y'all real soon. But painting, I wasn't that great at. So I had just started painting. And I was going to the Martin Luther King parade once again. And I painted these shirts. I ended up with 5 of them, and I call myself gonna sell them out there at the parade because people are always selling like T-shirts and everything else at the Martin Luther King parade. Well, needless to say, I only sold one, and the other 4, like my artwork, if it doesn't do what it's intended, like if it's a person I'm trying to get it to, or like this time I was trying to sell them, if it doesn't do what it was intended, I don't want it. So I gave away 4. Yeah, sold one, gave away 4. This was another hairpiece that I was getting ready for a different year. I really don't know what year this was, but I know it did follow after. I think this probably was 2013 because it followed after that big hairpiece. Because I'm like, how am I going to like upstage myself, from last year? So I sketched out Martin Luther King on that little plastic stuff that has all those holes. And as a child, you used to sew through them with the little yarn. So I had that idea in my head. And what's crazy, if you look at the background, I'm in my car. I'm actually on my lunch break. I never, still to this day, I don't just eat lunch at work. I'm tapping on the computer. Back then, I didn't have a computer, but I would be painting on my lunch. I never take a break. I was always in hustle mode. So I would quickly eat my lunch, and it was like 2 in the morning. And after I eat my lunch, I go out to my car and work on my projects. So that's the significance of this. And there it is. You see me sewing it through. But I didn't never finish this one. I think that would have turned out really cool. That's like some hair art. That really would. If I could find that, I need to finish that. Talking about finish what I started. And lastly, this was another Martin Luther King parade. I think that probably came after, that one. So we'll say this one was probably about 2014. Because I do remember taking some pictures with my nephew, my bigger nephew, but he was little at that time. So I think it was probably around 2014. And this was another Martin Luther King hairpiece I did. So, yeah, I've been working. It was one I could not find. It was this beautiful, like, drawing that I did of him that was done with color pencils. And I did it at age 11. Like, I was a phenomena. Like, people could not believe I was that young and can draw and paint that good. Like, now I'm an old bat, so it's probably not that amazing that I can paint and draw. But when you see a little 11-year-old paint that good, people take notice. All right, y'all. So, happy Martin Luther King Day. Let's continue to just love each other, get along, and let's get it this 2021. And hopefully by next year, this time, Marcella be home so I can sit down somewhere. Alright, so this video here I am dedicating to my Uncle Henry because not only is it Martin Luther King Day, this is also the day 2 years later that we lost him. Yeah, so rest in heaven, Uncle Henry. Love you and never forgotten. I think about you all the time. He was an artist, he was a construction worker, and he also was an inventor. This man was a genius. Yeah. It's so many inventions that he had in his mind, and he always figured some type of way to make what he needed to. And we were really similar. Like anything that he see, like an artist, you see something, but they see something else. And he didn't want to get rid of nothing because it's like he's seen the potential in every object. And I'm the same way. All right, y'all. It's your girl, Cadillac.
It's your girl, Cadillac.